Hello my beautiful souls, it is I, the City Witch UK. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look and reviewing the Ethereal Visions Tarot Lunar Edition. So this is the second version of this deck that you can get your hands on. The first version is just called the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and it has a much creamier, lighter coloured box compared to this one. This one was the second version of this deck, which is why it's called Lunar Edition. Has this much darker box, and some of the artwork has been updated and altered for the cards and imagery that you're going to get with this deck. Now, I know this deck has been on the market for quite a while, and some of you might be thinking, you're a bit late to this game. This deck's been out there for quite a while. Why so late? However, this was a gift from a very wonderful friend of mine. It's been sat in my wish list for quite a while, and she thought she would get it for me and very kindly asked that I do a review of this deck and let everyone know my thoughts and opinions. And you guys know me, I love to review my decks, so why not? So here we are. I'm going to be reviewing the Ethereal Visions Tarot today for you guys, Lunar Edition. First impressions, I absolutely love this box. What stunning imagery is this? I mean, check that out. Wow. I really love the way they've played around with the foiling and the artwork there. So pretty. I really hope the cards are like that. The box is decorated all the way around the sides, and it is a hardback box, so it will keep your cards nice and tidy and neat. This deck is by Matt Hughes, and it says on the back of the box, in creating Ethereal Visions Tarot, Matt Hughes has drawn inspiration from the art, and I'm going to try and pronounce this, but I might say it wrong, Noveru? Noveru, I think that's how you say it, Noveru movement. Adapting its distinctive style and meticulous approach to craftsmanship, the artist created 2 additional cards to supplement the traditional Major Arcana. Every detailed image in the 80 card deck is hand-drawn and coloured. This Lunar Edition includes revised artwork reflecting greater diversity, and each card is illuminated with iridescent silver foil stamping. Includes a 140-page expanded full-colour guidebook. Wow, so you do get a lot of extras with this deck. So it sounds like Matt felt like the deck needed an update. So when he created the Lunar Edition, he thought he would change some of the artwork, he would add a couple of extra cards, he would update the guidebook, and he would kind of just perfect perfection. Because I do believe the original deck was absolutely stunning. I know a lot of people really adore that deck. So it was more like, I could do better. I could make this even better than it is. So I think that's what his logic and thinking was. But, you know, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Let's take a look. So we have our guidebook and our cards. Okay, let's take a quick look at our guidebook. Okay, I do love when a guidebook is full colour. So this is a first edition copy of this deck, and it came out in 2022, and we're now 2025, so it is 3 years old. We have an introduction, we've got a few spreads, Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, which is split up into the suits of Cups, Pentacles, Swords and Wands, and then a little bit about our creator. So nice and simple, not overly too complicated. We've got some advice on cleansing your deck, so smoking it, breathing on it, knocking, shaking, getting to know your deck, shuffling techniques, spreads, so single card spread, 2 card pull, the illuminated lunar spread. Ooh, I like the way it's shaped like a crescent moon, that's very pretty. Finding balance spread. Oh, we've got a notes page, so you can actually write in this if you wanted to. Final reflections, and then we go into our Major Arcana. So just to kind of see how the guidebook is laid out, we've got the astrological correspondence is Mercury. So this is obviously for our card well, we're looking at the Magician, so card 1 in the deck. So we've got some information about card upright and then reversed, and it kind of looks like they are all like that. Lovely. So let's leave that there and take a look at our cards. I will be right back, guys. I'm just going to unwrap it out of its packaging. And we are back. So this is the back of the card. It obviously is glossy because you can see my recording lamp reflecting the light on the card. It's not too bad though. If you didn't have a light directly on you, it's not too bad. The cardstock's pretty good actually. It's got some bend to it. I mean, you can hear that. Yeah, that's okay. I like that the pattern is very neutral. That's something I prefer with my decks. I can't stand it when the pattern is done in a way where I can tell when the card is reversed or not. I prefer it to be a more generic design like what this one is. We've got a really nice curve here to our edge, and it looks like our deck is pretty much average tarot size. The sides are not shiny, foiled or gilded in any way. And it looks like our cards do have a type of border, I suppose you could say. We've got all this like creamy space here around the edge. And then we've got this beautiful foil designed border. So this card is our first card, the Fool. I hope you can see that quite well. I don't know if the light is kind of reflecting badly or not. Let me know if it is. That's really nice. We've got the traditional little white doggy here. We've got the Fool about to jump off the mountain or the cliff. You know, we've got the sun. They're ready to go. They're adventurous. They're happy or foolish. That's really pretty though. I like that. I like the white rose there as well, embroidered instead of like held. It's interesting. Satchel for the journey. Yeah, it's nice. So that's our first card, the Fool. We have our Magician. This is interesting. So usually we have all of the tools. So we've got the pentacle around her neck. We've got the sword down here, but I can't actually see a wand. I can't see a chalice there either. Huh. So usually we do have all the tools there, which is what that symbolises. But we don't have them in this version. I do like the way the border's slightly different to the last card though. Got our High Priestess. Ooh. That's interesting. So instead of having a black and a white pillar, I mean, we've still got the pillars here, but we've got the black and white outfit instead. That's clever the way that's been done. I really like the crescent moon here as well, and that the book is kind of shiny. These cards are so pretty. The Empress. So this is what's on the front cover of our box. How beautiful. Look at the flowers in her hair. We've got our Emperor. Wow. He looks very neutral in expression, but his eyes are gentle. I really feel welcomed by him. I like the ankh there as well on his cuff. Very interesting. The Hierophant, okay. This is kind of weird imagery for the Hierophant, I'm not going to lie. It's not at all what you expect to represent the Hierophant. I mean, I suppose a lot of people would just think it's the star card because obviously we have this kind of shooting star here. That's a very peculiar imagery. We've got our Lovers, very traditional. It's very pretty. We've got our Chariot with our black and white steeds, which are lions, or they might even be Sphinx type creatures in this one. I like the little stars and the cloud. There's clearly swift movement going on here. Interesting that it's facing that way though, instead of this way, because usually it'd be like racing towards something. This looks almost like it's going backwards because it's going that direction. Let me know what you guys think, because the imagery is definitely different. We've got our strength card, so we've got the lion, but we don't have the lamb. But we do have our maiden who's tamed the lion, the beast. We've got our hermit card. That's very pretty. The skull's very interesting. I just noticed that in the corner there. You see that, guys? The skull. I really like the star in the lantern instead of flame. That might be one of my favourite cards. And that is very, very traditional. Again, we're facing that way though. Huh. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. That is so interesting. I thought that was going to be the death card then. I was like, wait, no, we're not ready for the death card yet, but it's just the cloaked dark figure. We've obviously got our elemental creatures and then holding the wheel. Ooh, it's really, really interesting the way that that one's been done. We've got our Justice card, Sword and Scales. It's nice. Her eyes are a bit eerie though, just the whites of them. We've got our Hanged Man, very traditional. He sort of looks though, because like he's pulling the string himself, and he almost looks like with his arm behind his back and the way his leg is, he's actually doing this on purpose and it's balanced. Like, I'm choosing to be in this time of stasis and I'm choosing to be stuck in this space. This is where I want to be. Ooh, here's our death card. Okay, so this almost could be the same cloaked figure, but now we're seeing the skeleton underneath. Wow, got this lady grieving here. It's like he's listening to her grief as well. That's so interesting. Got the Temperance card. Beautiful wings there. Wow. The artwork is so delicate with the watercolours, but yet so striking with all of the foil. Here's our Devil card. No chains, but we've still got our man and woman at the devil's feet. This almost looks like a demon ball, and it looks like it's laughing almost. Oh, it's so interesting. Okay, the tower. Ooh, the mask on the man falling from the tower is very interesting. It's like you can't hide. It doesn't matter. Like, disaster's going to strike no matter what. I like the way the lightning is all lit up. Here's our star card. Oh, it's so pretty. Wow. Again, with the white eyes. It's like they're in a trance. Our moon card. I mean, we have a crescent moon there, but you'd think there'd be like a big moon in the image, not just a lady looking up at the sky. I feel like that's lacking in some way, just a little bit. Like, it's very, very beautiful. I can't deny how beautiful this deck is, but some of the chosen imagery, it's not very traditional, and I don't think it would be easy for a beginner. I think it would actually be a little bit confusing because certain images which are traditional have been left out on purpose almost. I mean, it's not a problem for an experienced practitioner, someone who's been reading for a long time, someone who is a, you know, someone who uses their psychic abilities a lot, somebody who uses their intuition, is more of an intuitive reader, it wouldn't be a problem. But if you were a traditional tarot reader, or trying to be, this deck would be slightly more difficult to use, and you would have to know what should be on the cards to know what you're looking for. The Sun card. That one's a bit more traditional. Our sun with our sunflowers. Oh, we have a little bit of nudity. I wonder if we're going to see more nudity in the deck. So just be mindful, guys. It looks like there is a little bit of nudity in this deck. If you don't like nudity in your decks, this might not be the deck for you. We've got our Judgment card. I like the way that one's been done. Like all these souls are crying out, you know. They want their time in the spotlight so that they can be judged, be seen, and maybe even accepted, forgiven. It's very interesting. Oh, our World card. Isn't that beautiful? So not only are we getting different skin tones, we're also getting different body shapes, because this is obviously a very voluptuous lady. She's very beautiful, and she's slightly been covered, but obviously she is there in all of her glory, in all of her beauty. I really like that, because it shows a level of vulnerability, but also carefree energy. I'm interested why the traditional animals were not shown on this for the World card. But I do like that the world is her, you know, this is her world. This is as she is. As she came into the world, she's going to show you who she is now, just fully grown. Beautiful. Okay, so these are our extra cards for this deck. The Well. Okay, looks like we have a pendulum here. There's the well, and it's right by a shoreline by the looks of it, because I can see the ocean over here. Pretty. And then we've got the Artist, which is our next one. So there we have the two new cards side by side. The Artist is very pretty. So I suppose that card would be about creativity then. We've got little wings on the feet, which speaks a lot of Hermes to me. Very nice. And now we're going into our suits. So we're starting with Cups, the cards of spirituality and emotion. So we have our King, very regal, very approachable, master of his emotions. We've got our Queen, invested in your emotions and your emotional well-being. Very beautiful. The Knight of Cups. Okay, no horse in sight. Oh, we do have a horse on the armour, actually. There. And we've got fish on the armour as well. Just noticed that. Interesting. Okay. This is our lover, not a fighter. Page of Cups. Yeah, the artist, creative, a dreamer. Almost looks like my card there is slightly damaged. Ever so slightly. Ace of Cups. That's quite traditional. Very pretty the way it's been drawn. Got our Two of Cups, Unity. That's nice. I like the way the cups are dark and light for that masculine and feminine energy. The mix of the two for true unity and balance. Not sure about the lion there though. That's a little bit random. Three of Cups, Friendship. That's beautiful. I like the kind of halos of energy around their heads. They kind of remind me of the Triple Goddess. I also like that they are different heights, different shapes, different sizes, different skin tones. You know, they have different looks and different beauties about them. They also look like they could be different ages as well, but I'm not sure. Got our Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. That's pretty. It's very nostalgic. Very playful. Ooh, okay. Seven of Cups. This is quite dark for a Seven of Cups. We've got this like lizard style creature. We've got a mask and we've got a skull. What is going on in this? Usually the Seven of Cups is all about decisions, options, choices before you, and not every option available is the right option. So you really have to weigh up the pros and cons. You really have to take a moment to reflect on the situation and the various different paths you could take in order to discern which is the right path for you. That's a very strange way to present that. I don't think I've ever seen a Seven of Cups look so dark before. Eight of Cups. Very simple. Nine of Cups. Ah, 10 of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. I could be wrong, but this looks like two ladies. Because it looks like a bosom there, maybe. I really like that. I love the baby as well, so cute. That's a really pretty card. Then we're going into our Pentacles. King of Pentacles. It looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks rich as well, which is exactly how he should look. Queen of Pentacles. Fruitfulness, abundance, celebration, the homemaker. That definitely has that very homely vibe to it. Got our Knight of Pentacles. So again, the horse is on the armour, not in the image itself. So this knight is all about taking your time, strategy, forming a plan before you act. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. I like the way we've got like these fields, like over here looks a bit more barren, over here looks a bit more fruitful. So it's kind of like how you plant your seeds and you nurture them. What you put into it is what you'll get out of it. So hard work and effort versus being lazy, that kind of energy. Ace of Pentacles, again, quite traditional imagery. Two of Pentacles, yes, juggling. That's also quite traditional. Three of Pentacles, working together, so the card of teamwork. Four of Pentacles. Rest, rejuvenation. Card of stability. Ooh, Five of Pentacles, card of poverty. Yeah, that definitely screams being left out in the cold, doesn't it? I do get a very cold vibe from that. This almost looks like it could be a stained glass window. They're outside, you know, they do look quite cold in colour, you know. It's like a barren image, isn't it? Six of Pentacles. Most of the minor arcana seem to be pretty traditional. I mean, Seven of Pentacles, here we go, cultivation. You know, again, you've planted the seeds, but you have to put the hard work in to make sure they come to fruition. You know, you can't just plant and then, you know, hope for the best. You have to actually continue to put hard work in. Eight of Pentacles, what you put into it is what you get out of it. This is like the Master Craftsman card. Nine of Pentacles, here we go. You know that all your hard work is paying off. You can see the fruits of your labour. Imminently, you know you're going to be rewarded. You know, this is a really positive card, showing that everything's about to manifest that you want. Ten of Pentacles. This is the card of family. So, you know, marriage, kids, white picket fence scenario. This is everything coming into fruition to give you ultimate stability and financial support. Ooh, that's really pretty for the King of Swords. Wow. Native American Indian, it sort of looks like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it reminds me of. Wow. Here we have our Queen of Swords. Cold, calculative. Can be sharp with her words. Powerful character. Oh, we have our first horse. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So rather than the horse being on the armour this time, we have an actual horse in the image. It's a very pretty horse. Page of Swords. Clever, inventive, learning from error usually, growing in wisdom and knowledge. Got our Ace of Swords, inspiration card. Two of Swords, here we go, blindfolded. That's very traditional. I like that. Ooh, yes, here we go. This is what we want to see with the Three of Swords. We want to see the heart pierced. We want to see and feel that grief, that pain. I really like that. I actually like the Three of Swords card. I know a lot of people fear it, but I actually quite like it. Four of Swords. Ooh. It's giving me Joan of Arc vibes. Five of Swords. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Winning, but also losing. You might look smug, but, you know, your winning means somebody else had to lose. Is it worth it? Six of Swords. Sailing towards smoother shores. Weathering that storm. And you can see the storm displayed here and like the distant smoother shore there. Our Seven of Swords, so either a thief or a liberator, depending on the situation and your perspective. Eight of Swords, yeah. A victim of circumstance, usually of your own making, and usually you have the ability to free yourself, but you choose not to. Nine of Swords, the Nightmare card. Yeah. A lot weighing on your mind, a lot of struggles. And then we go straight into our Ten of Swords, which is obviously sword in the back, which can be betrayal, but usually this is just too much burden, too much weight to bear, and it's literally just you've crumbled under it. It's sink or swim, and you sank, basically. Got our King of Wands. I love the salamander. That's so cute. Yes. Yes, Queen of Wands with our cat. That's what we want to see. That cat is such a major symbol. I was hoping the cat would be in that. And our Knight of Wands, we have another horse. Interesting we didn't get horses for all of them. Page of Wands. Got our Ace of Wands. That's very pretty. So our wand is also kind of a tree or a plant of some kind. I like the castle in the background as well. It's very, speaks of a fairy tale. Two of Wands. Stay or leave. You must make a decision. Three of Wands. You've made the decision. You are leaving. You're going on your journey. Adventure begins. Again, mild nudity here. 4 of Wands. It's very simple. It's interesting. This almost looks like it could be 2 images, like completely different. 5 of Wands. Competition, competitiveness, arguments, disagreements, not always seeing eye to eye, letting things get out of hand. I mean, healthy competition is just that, healthy, but when it crosses into aggression, then it's not so healthy. 6 of Wands, praise, celebration, but remember, you didn't get there on your own. 7 of Wands, last man standing, this will be the hill I die on. And we've got our 8 of Wands, fast, quick action, no time to think, you must act. 9 of Wands. Oh, I like the bandage around the head there. That drew my attention straight away. There's also like a wall here. This like speaks of barriers and kind of, again, you could step over the barrier, you could get around that, but it's just the being stuck and staying where you are, delays. And then we have our 10 of Wands. Again, this speaks of burdens to a different level. Whereas we had emotional, mental burdens before, this is physical burdens upon you, an uphill struggle, taking on too much labour, saying yes when you should be saying no. The deck is very pretty, I've got to say. I'm very surprised, but I think the minor arcana is a bit more traditional than the major. The major had a lot of traditional symbols missing. I don't mind that so much. However, like I said, a beginner would struggle. I wouldn't start with this deck, but I would build up to it. I think it's a very beautiful deck, very colourful. It surprised me a lot. And there's definitely some cards that really stood out to me. But yeah, I am very pleased with this deck, very happy. Let's take a look at those 2 new cards though, because I wonder what they represent. I guessed it one, the artist being about creation, creativity. Let's just have a look. So first of all, we have our Well card. Astrological correlation is Gaia. Oh, okay. The well is the birthplace of ideas, inspiration and transformation. All things are birthed from the creatrix, whose knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. So upright, this card means nurturing, opportunity, nature and creativity. Reversed, it's destruction, endings, cold and stagnant. Okay, intriguing. And then we've got our artist card. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce the astrological correspondence. Ophiuchus, I think that is. Ophiuchus. I think it's Ophiuchus, but I could be saying that wrong. The artist is the vessel of creation. This card signifies humankind and shows when you need to open to the knowledge that is available if you stop and set aside the distractions of human condition and listen. Upright, it means visionary, interpreter, creation and passion. Reversed, unstable, judgmental, restless and greedy. Ooh. Yeah, that would take a bit of time to get used to, I think, those 2 cards. But you could take those cards out of the deck if you were reading for someone, if you weren't sure about their messages. That's something I would probably advise to do until you get used to them and you have got them memorized. But yeah, overall, really beautiful deck. Artwork surprised me quite a bit. Let me know your thoughts, guys. And if anyone knows which cards had different artwork or were changed in some way, do let me know. But thank you so much for watching and allowing me to do this deck review. And thank you for your engagement. Like, share, follow, comment, you know, all of the above. It really does help me, guys, and I appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video. As always, blessed be, my friends.